Our commentary team today is myself, Maximus Clark.
And this is Micah Griffin from Belmont Shore. Great to be with you, Maximus, on this beautiful day in San Diego.
Thank you. You as well, Mike. I'm happy to be here. Watch some beautiful rivalry-fueled rugby.
Hot start for Onback getting the turnover deep in Belmont end. Belmont able to escape a little bit and get a line out around midfield. Marquise Goodwin running affairs from the referee position today for us.
Alfonso Corno going crazy with a emotional-driven run.
Belmont D looking to get reorganized, find some shape.
Micah, who do we think are some Belmont players we should be looking after while we're watching this game today?
I would definitely look out for the midfield duo of James Vadafale and Ethan Moxley. The 12-13 combination is going to be a massive part of this game, and I know they're going to have an impact right away. Also look out for Shingi coming off the bench, grab some pace and make an impact right when he gets in the game.
Incredible. On the Onback side, I was going to say this gentleman running the ball now, Oren Cargill, coming out of a professional run in Belgium. He's a local San Diego guy. Other gentleman to look out for in Onback is Quentin Tyndall. He's been drafted by Anthem straight out of university, and then after kind of some recent decisions with the MLR, decided to come back home to San Diego.
Yeah, a lot of boys in this game have some connection to the next level, and either looking to get back there or get their way back into shape. But
absolutely,
Onback threatening on the 5-meter line. Oh, what a hit by Joseph O'Brien, fellow Buckeye.
Yes, sir. I'm a Buckeye myself.
Oh, looks like Onback's over the line. What's the ruling from Marcus? Oh, it looks like it's going to be held up.
Unfortunate. That was a very physical run by Jacob Merklinger, looking for the try there. Unfortunately held up.
Belmont boys looking to get reorganized, find their way off the pitch. Looks like our 10, Robert Figley, Arizona Wildcat. Gonna try to put some leg behind this one into the wind that's kind of coming off the ocean here around 10 miles per hour. Ooh, it gives it a good ride.
Yeah, with that wind, we will see how the kicking and throwing game is affected.
Fons with a drop goal.
Oh, drop goal.
That looks good to me.
Oh, it's beautiful. Alfonso Cornu keeping people on their toes. No one saw that coming this early into the game until it was too late. Brings me into a beautiful point I was actually going to be hoping to make off of the weather conversation we were just having, but the kicking room of Onback today I think is going to be a big presence. We'll see how the lineup can capitalize on that.
Absolutely. No, that was a great execution by Fons there.
Belmont, a veteran team.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that. We had 14 guys on today's 23 who played in the national championship game last year. So experience, close games, something that these boys are not unfamiliar with. So a tight one we can expect.
Aiden Conja with the box kick.
Ryan Curtis with the receipt. See what he can do with it. Robert Figley on the break. Finding some space. Can he find his man?
Nick Poirier chasing him down.
Derek Adams, always a game breaker.
Oh, team tackle by Aiden Conja and Alfonso Cornu.
Peter Seo Jr., member of the USA Sevens residency program. Great outlet by Ryan Curtis.
Beautiful job by Ari Flink getting there, pushing the pace.
Ball lost to Onback. Team to exit.
Exit by Oren Cargill. Oh, pressure on. You know, Micah, with this being a big rivalry-heavy game, I think it's situations like this where guys will be in their heads as far as, you know, you obviously want to get that championship, but something very interesting that I did not know until I was talking with some old heads around here. In the rivalry history, Onback has not won a home final against Belmont since 2011.
Wow, that is quite a stretch. Yeah, I've been lucky enough to be a part of a lot of Onback Belmont tilts. I can say in the more recent future, it's definitely been our-sided. But yeah, no, it's definitely been a long drought for you guys, but the improvement is pretty clear year on year. Every year I've been here, the competition has grown. So
I think that's a big head nod to our previous head coach, Tai Tuasamoa, Onback veteran, USA Eagle capped individual himself. Now head coach Alex Corbacero, who seems like he's going to be with the Onback, both men's team and youth kind of pathway for a long time. So I believe Onback is hopefully setting a new culture.
Definitely. No, great to see Alex's impact, and Ty's obviously legacy here and with the national team is super deep. So, looks like Onback draws a short arm, playing quick.
Onback trying to capitalize. Oh, chip by Alfonso. Nick Poirier on the chase.
Ty with, Alfonso with a bit of a speculative effort there. It's going to come back for Belmont scrum, I believe.
For the folks watching at home, we'll try to be keeping time to date as much as possible. The time that we have is about 7 minutes, almost 8 minutes in right now. So still a lot of rugby going, physicality's high, and I'm sure it's going to keep staying at that level.
How's the scrum looking so far, Maximus?
The pack has been looking strong this year. We have a fully MLR caliber front row. You have Quentin Tyndall, who was drafted by Anthem. You have Jacob Merklinger at tight head, who was with the Houston Academy for a while. And then our normal hooker would be Lole, who Lole was signed with Legion. Great player, unfortunately on injury reserve, but he is on the bench today. And then a younger gentleman stepping up today, Braden Pinto, is actually a gentleman that should be, I think, a physical presence. He's definitely a set-piece hooker, and he actually has USA minutes for U18 USA side.
Amazing. Yeah, I can't say our front row is much of a slouch. We got Jay Finau, former pro rugby player back when that was a thing in San Diego. Won a national championship with Life West as well, and with us last year, obviously. So Rob makes a break. Good dent. We got Adam Sanchez as well, holding it down in the loose head. Cal State Long Beach grad. As many, like 5, I think, players. Yeah, that's 5 players on this 23 are all from Cal State Long Beach, alumni or transfers. So they are well represented. Oh, with Jeremy Munez with a break.
Belmont's got a chance here. An unfortunate and unusual drop by Oren Cargill. Keeps a level head. Veteran player, like I said, was playing professionally in Belgium. Is able to flip that switch. Unfortunate drop, but just turns his head and gets set for the next play.
Yeah, great to see my boy Jeremiah Munez make such a great break, make an impact, flip the field right away. See if we can put this out with a little setup for a maul. Oh, where are we gonna go? Oh, sorry, I think it's a knock-on, so we'll have a scrum here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I also wanted to give a quick shout out while we sort this out to Fred Tafuna, one of our Belmont alumni who is playing today, I think right now, against the Black Ferns with the Eagles, 15s. Good luck, Frida. Just want to root for you, and so proud of you coming from the Belmont youth program all the way through the women's to making your way to the Eagles. So just want to shout that out. And there's so many other Belmont legends that have played for the Eagles over time, but today it's to represent our country against such a historic franchise or historic team is a great honor. So I just want to shout her out.
That's incredible. If you do look at the history of both programs, there are many Eagles collectively that have worn these crests that are facing each other today.
Definitely. And the group chat is spicy from all the Eagles today.
I can imagine. This maul's getting a little hectic over here.
Looks like it's gone down. Can we get it out? Yeah. Peter Seo Jr.'s got it out.
Wow, what a defensive line by Onback to create the pressure. We're getting a straight arm scrum for Onback. Looks like, was that 10 meters out? This, I think set piece is going to be obviously determining the momentum of this game, not just because it's a rugby game with set piece being huge, but I think in general both are forward-heavy teams here.
Yeah, I'll definitely be interested to see the impact of the wind on this side of the field. You guys are exiting here with the wind, so I think that this half they'll have a lot more distance. Belmont, I think, will be a little bit more challenging to get out of their own end. So
that is
definitely seeing our 15 Ryan Curtis drop a bit deeper than normal, just because I know this will be a good ride.
It's a veteran move. It's those little things that make a team, especially in this championship, is that little extra drop back for a situation like you just described. On Cargill with the exit.
Find some grass.
Goes out right about the 50 meters. Here at Robb Field in sunny San Diego, we are right on the coastline, so that wind is definitely prevalent. As we said at the beginning, and you just said now, the wind will have an effect on kicks. I'm curious to see how this will go on throws.
Joe Patola can usually throw a dot to any spot in the line-out, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, definitely getting a sense of it in these first couple of throws is going to be huge. Looks like they're going back. Nice throw by Joe. It's Ben Weishuttle, our captain, carrying.
Looks like Belmont's got the advantage. Penalty called by Marquise.
Offsides call. Onback finding the familiarity with the AR, finding the space. See what Belmont decides to go for here. Well within the range of Ryan Curtis and Robert Figley. Looks like they're going to go for touch, try to draw this up. I don't know if you guys can see the time here, but we're roughly around 13 minutes, and it's 3-0. Onback is leading off a drop goal from Alfonso. Ryan Curtis will line up the kick. Ryan is a Belmont Shore youth alumni, won a national championship for the U18 Belmont program. I think it was in 2023. He is just 20 years old. He's already won a national championship for U18s and for the men's side.
Very impressive for this young man. Unfortunately, does not get the correct connection in the kick.
We'll shake that off. Find some confidence for the next one. Onback will have a 22 drop.
Alfonso Cornu finding the space. Ball goes out roughly 20 meters from Belmont's try zone. Belmont may be going for the quick here.
Wisely decides against it. But yeah, you can see the impact of the wind here, just giving balls an extra 20, sometimes 10, 15, 20 meters with this bounce in the wind. So
absolutely.
It's going to be a big impact. Hopefully, Onback will definitely need to take advantage of it this half if they want to. They're going to be facing it in the second.
Absolutely.
Another good line-out ball from Joe Patola.
Great timing on that throw. Onback doing a great job of condensing when a big ball carrier is coming up and then spreading back out, making sure that they fully defend the field.
Rog Fibley can't find touch.
Alfonso Cornu going, oh, I thought he was looking for it again.
I did too for a second.
Oh, an unfortunate drop with the defensive pressure on. Kicks the ball away. The fans seem very...
yeah, I think we might be a little too close to the Onback bench here.
Yeah, absolutely. The bench coming off for Onback should have a big physical presence here today. Another young man to look out for is Quan Huynh, who is just coming out of the USA U20s camp. And it is said in this player profile that I have on him that he does love fried chicken tenders.
It's good to know.
I mean, so do I. So
who doesn't? We also have a U20 camp alumni, Pierce Kelly, a current USC student, as Belmont wins the scrum penalty.
Wow, that was a crucial.
Units getting out of our own half after a bit of a mistake by Ryan Curtis. Then we always got their back, doing the dirty work, drawing the penalty. Rob Figley would try to find some space for Belmont to operate. But yeah, no, definitely some hitters on both these benches. Pierce Kelly, like I said, a U20 camp invitee, currently a student at USC, training with us and playing with us. He's really been a really big boost to our team. Look for him to make a huge impact on the lineouts. He loves to hunt those steals.
Seems he's already been prevalent. Interesting lineup by Belmont. Onback with the choice here. We will see what Captain Oregon Cargill decides is best for his team. And they decide to back their pack and go with the line out. Gentlemen, we already discussed Braden Pinto is pretty consistent in his set piece, specifically his line out. From my experience, I'm sure he'll be confident in a middle throw right there to Teddy. Oh, Aiden Condra with the fake.
Gerald Lowe trying to bring him down.
Unfortunate drop by Levi Penter.
Yeah, it's getting a little sloppy out there. Only a couple phases, I think, in the last 5 or 10 minutes, but boys are settling down, feeling out the vibes. Those first kind of 10, 15-minute butterflies are probably gone now.
I think every rugby player on the planet has experienced those before.
Definitely.
Especially for how rivalry heavy this game is.
Definitely. All right, this is a huge scrum. Following up the last scrum, which Belmont drove the penalty, got us at our own end. See if they can set a nice table for the backs to do some work here. Got Ryan Curtis, Derek Adams here on the left.
I can tell you, 8-man Michael Ramos from Onback is looking for a big carry. He is a physical presence. I personally refer to him as a meat train of a man. He loves to run that ball.
Ooh.
Both packs are they have pretty good size and pretty good experience. So I think the biggest key factor here is that engage from the front row, specifically the hooks. If they are able to hit high or hit hard and hit low with that shoulder height, I think that's where everything is going to be starting.
It's a good platform for Rob Figley to get some space. Looks like he finds a touchline, and that'll come back to the Belmont half. Want to shout out also the Belmont D2 just won at 1 o'clock or 1:30. They won the D2 SoCal Championship, so they will be joining both of our clubs, I guess, on our way to Vegas to play in the Super Regional.
Oh, incredible!
First time in I think in quite a few years, at least since the 2000s, that Belmont's taken 2 sides to regionals. So we're really proud of the D2 boys. They've been grinding all season, undefeated. So yeah, really proud of all those guys and our captain, Max, for leading our boys there.
Oh, look, getting a little physical over here. It was definitely getting chippy with that maul. We hope the boys are able to stay very reserved and respectful to each other, as emotional as this game is.
Yeah, that was a classic ELO rugby fight, just a push, nothing major, but yeah. I think we'll have Marquise Goodwin will sort that out, put an end to it.
I'm confident he'll keep that standard a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, experienced MLR referee over the years, continues to show and lead the high performance program within the SoCal Referee Society.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's been really, really great to have him as one of our referees and leaders throughout the union over the last couple of years.
Here we go for another scrum. Looks like it's going to be Onback scrum. No, it is Belmont scrum. My apologies.
No apologies, Maximus.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate the emotional support. We are about 20 minutes into the first half. We are still at 3-0, correct?
Correct. 3-0. It's been a low-scoring game after only difference being Fonz's drop goal. Peter Seo Jr. on the break finds Jeremiah Munoz, who gets put out. Decent break. Oh, Onback's looking to play quick. Can Belmont react? Oh.
Marquise is not having it. I guess he saw something that we couldn't see from this sideline.
Yeah, maybe a little touch from one of the fans that kind of negates the ability to go quick.
Got some. We got some music playing in the background.
Onback with the line out. See if Belmont can get some boys up. Oh, stay out of it.
What a kick from Oren Cargill. Nick Poirier
So
on the
the
chase.
wind comes back to bite in both ways. Gets a little bit more distance than he thought and just sails into touch. So Belmont will have a line out deep, pretty deep, and maybe into the 22. So unforced error, but just got to account for that wind. It's going to have a huge impact here. So we have our line out right in front of the commentator's booth here. I'm going to get a great insight on how the magic works here. See if Joe Patola can throw us a dime.
A set piece like this is a moment making, a moment stopping moment.
Onback gets a touch, but Belmont retains. Gerald Lowe, our South African 8, former Giltinis player, Kutztown legend. To Kutztown, Callum Bartlett out there as well, Kutztown alumni. Tyler Sicily making his dent.
Belmont is running with ferocity out there. They are definitely trying to make an impact with their physicality. Onback is doing a great job, though, of not fearing those heavy, large men coming after him.
Definitely not. Belmont playing a lot of phases. This might be the most phases I think I've seen so far this game. Pulling out the back.
Great physical presence there by Joe. It was Joe Coriati.
Derek Adams gets the pop from Robert Figley. Belmont retains possession. And White Shadow with another big carry, making some ground. See what Belmont can come up with some new ideas here to get through this stout Onback line on the 22. Looks been turned over. See if Belmont can scramble D here.
Aiden Conjure looking to get that ball out of there. Oren Cargill with the exit.
Looks like he'll get some grass again. Find some nice space. The wind helping him there, as well as a great aim.
Very impressive defensive stop by Onback there.
That was great. Yeah, Belmont had possession, making some dents, but not able to break through the Onback line. Kind of ran out of ideas a little bit there. See if they can remain patient.
Belmont guys getting chippy with the Onback bench over here. Onback guys getting chippy with the Belmont players. Hopefully everyone stays respectful. We're here to play a game as emotional as everything is.
Yeah, I feel slightly handicapped by the fact I can't hear what's happening as well as I normally can.
That is true.
Can be sure there's going to be some.
I can hear you very well, though.
Some chat. Oh, some chat back and forth for sure. Robert Figley forced to carry. Was looking to exit there, I think.
CP legend Michael McPherson there with another physical presence. Oh, unfortunately takes out his own defender.
Ethan Moxley making his impact on the game.
Looking for the poach.
The Strava King, we call him. And a knock on there. See if Marquise rules it intentional. Yeah, it looks like it's an intentional knock on Onback. So it'll be a penalty. Robert Figley and the Belmont boys will look to calm down, find their line out, find some points here. We're approaching 25, I believe. Yeah, 25 minutes still. 3-0 to Onback. Good exit from Robert. Finds a couple 20, 30 meters. Gonna be just outside the 22. Belmont throw. Both lineouts have looked pretty solid. A couple of hands on getting involved, but no steals quite yet. Belmont goes middle.
Joe O'Brien with the jump.
Finds James Farfallen. Drops one off for Gerald Lowe. Peter Seo finds Jay Finau. Goes, snipes himself with a little juke. Belmont in a similar position in the field as last time. Can they come up with some new ideas to break the line? Tyler Sicily has a go. I think he's broken through. Can he get to the line?
Oh, pulling down by Alfonso Cornu.
Great clear by Joe O'Brien, fellow Buckeye. Then Whiteshadow finds it.
Onback fighting for their life for that poach.
And it's a knock on by Onback somewhere in there. Via Belmont scrum about 5 meters out.
Belmont doing a great job of falling on the ball when he's out there with no one to support. Still protects the ball. That was impressive.
Tyler Sicily with a pick off the bottom of the ruck. Nobody kind of in that guard position for Onback. Takes advantage. Thankfully, the fullback in 10 bailed him out from Onback.
Looks like we got a time off for a possible injury swap here. We got Mark Kearney coming on for Alfonso Cornu.
I hate to say some good things about Onback players, but I will say that Mark Kearney, a fellow Georgetown rugby alumnus like myself, so I just want to shout out the Hoyas. Glad to see Mark is in SoCal and playing for such a competitive team and getting some great minutes, so shout out Mark Kearney.
I'm sure you have some great, wholesome stories about Mark Kearney.
Unfortunately, me and Mark, I'm a bit older, so we actually only overlapped for 1 year, and it was around the COVID times, but I know that he fully stamped his name into the Georgetown rugby history. Won a couple championships with the Cherry Blossoms, which is our DC local championship for 15s. Quite a few sevens. I think they were the runners-up in the D3 sevens national championships or the CRC equivalent. But yeah, it was he definitely a strong player. So glad to see he's here in SoCal and playing with you guys.
Very
can't
impressive.
Be playing for Belmont.
I hope he's as much
There's
of a
Gerald Lowe at the break on the right side. Can he make it to the line? Looks like he can. Oh, one more pick.
Just shy.
Tyler Sicily has a go, and that's a try for Belmont.
Belmont always a physical team.
Tyler Sicily breaks it over the line at the 27-minute mark, finally removes the goose egg for the Whales.
Onback still within a few points. They should be able to keep their head on, worry about the next play. They're a veteran team making veteran plays.
Yeah, Tyler's just absolute legend. Obviously won a national championship, big part of our national championship win last year. Came back after a couple years off from playing Belmont 15s to just make a huge impact on the side. Huge carrier, great in the scrums, and yeah, always got the nose for the lines. We got Ryan Curtis lining this one up.
Another gentleman to be looking out for out in the field today is our outside center, Shane Dempsey. This gentleman has actually just finished his full recovery from Crohn's disease. He actually lost 45 pounds and almost lost his colon. He was hospitalized for a while. He's been pushing pretty hard to come back. He actually has a strength and conditioning background. Has been able to bring himself back correctly and has been a crucial part to this team.
Yeah, I read a little bit about his journey online. I'm really glad that he's back and healthy and able to play the game that he loves again.
Absolutely.
Onback tried to go for a quick kick, kind of caught Belmont off and gets a little less distance probably than Rob Figley wanted, but it's all good.
Onback with the exit. For the ladies and gentlemen that are watching the stream, you can't see that ball did go into the street, but miraculously did not hit a car.
Yeah, one of the fun features of Rob Field. Couple balls at least a game might be in the road. Oof.
Oh, cheeky play by Onback here. Big Ramos running hard with the ball, got to keep it. Does a good job of keeping his head locked in and goes straight for the tackle.
Yeah, he was absolutely moving there. I think he just forgot to squeeze a little bit there. And Robert Figley finds a nice boot. Points that cannon towards the midfield line and finds a great exit. Belmont will be happy with that. See if they can disrupt this Onback throw with some of our jumpers. Callum Bartlett, Joe O'Brien. See if they can get a hand up there. Oh, they go quick. Another knock on, unfortunately, for Onback. Oh, apologies. It's going to be obstruction on Onback, or sorry, on Belmont, looks like. Oh, he's going no wrap, I think as Marquise is indicating. No attempt to wrap, draw the penalty. That's another penalty. I think that's
Oren Cargill going for points here. Looks about a 40 to 45 meter kick here. I've seen this is definitely within his kick range. Oren Cargill, veteran kicker, has kicked for pretty much every team. I believe, though, if Alfonso Cornu was back out there, he would be the official key kicker, or T kicker, excuse me. But Oren Cargill, well veteran. This is his home. Mentally getting ready for the kick here. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I'm looking over at Fonz on the sideline here. Looks like they're going to resetting his shoulder, so unfortunately he won't be rejoining us. But
here's the kick from Oren.
Decent height.
And it's in. Incredible kick from Oren Cargill. Unfazed, looked like he just clocked in for work again. No celebration, worrying about the next job.
So that'll be 6-7. Belmont leads by 1. The last 8 minutes of this half going to be very impactful. See which side can kind of take the momentum going into halftime here.
Belmont with the kickoff.
Contested. Couldn't say who grabbed it. Oh, Callum Bartlett finds it. Great steal from the boys. Joe Patola with the carry. Peter Seo finds Joe O'Brien.
Levi Penter leading that line speed again.
Space out on the wide here. Can they find the edge? Ryan Curtis gets through. Offload for Derek Adams. Finds another one to Robert Figley. Peter Seo Jr. looking for on the rock. And they draw the penalty.
Looks like it's a penalty to Belmont. Penalty on Onback. Trying to figure out what the call is. Belmont deciding to go for a scrum off the penalty.
Scrum it is. Trying to draw the boys in. Stay away from the lineout. Maybe with this wind kind of howling even more, I would say.
Definitely.
Than it was at the beginning.
Definitely is a presence today.
Gerald Lowe and Peter Seo Jr. sorting out their comms. Robert Figley barking out the orders.
Neither team giving much there.
Gerald Lowe with the break.
Oren Cargill with the giant slayer tackle.
And a knock, unfortunately, from Gerald.
These gentlemen out here are definitely giving their all. I think I've seen a couple people's lunch already today. Looks like we might have a cramp on the field or something a little going on with his head. I believe that is your 8-man, Micah?
That's Gerald Lowe. Our amazing trainer, Jill Ayers, is having a look at him right now. He's in really good hands. But yeah, unfortunately, it does look like he's getting a look at his head there, or at least something to do with his face. Going to take a look. I think Jill will take him off for an evaluation.
Oh, don't we just love to see that, folks? The tackler coming up to the gentleman that was tackled, spreading the love, making sure everyone's okay. It's been a lot of back and forth, low-scoring game. These gentlemen are finally getting some water in their system.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Gerald Lowe is going to have to leave the game. But Mason Kreider will join in his place. Colorado State alumni. D1 national champion, obviously, last year. He's going to have to come in a lot sooner than he thought, but wealth of experience.
Both teams able to regroup a bit, freshen up, get some water. We will see how this set piece goes. Aiden Conjure with the put-in.
Onback goes for the exit. Coming just over our head. Give themselves a little bit more breathing room, but it'll be Belmont line out.
Marquise asking for Belmont to be a little bit closer into the line out and not walk in.
Clean line out, Joe O'Brien. Joe to Joe connection. And then James makes a nice dent. Petercio can get his hands on it. Marquise slightly in the way.
Onback speed defensive line, not letting him get an inch.
Tyler with another attempt to carry around the edges. Onback asking questions of the Belmont ruck.
Michael McPherson bringing the heat off of that tackle.
James Villafano. Sorry, Villafale. Jay Finau with the carry. Mason Kreider's first involvement. Another one to Callum Bartlett, who can find the edge or some space. There's Joe O'Brien, fellow Buckeye.
Oren Cargill again with the Giant Slayer tackle.
Oren Cargill's tackles have been quite nice.
Huge dump tackle by Onback here. That was Quentin Tyndall. Michael Ramos wrapping up there. Onback with the poach. That was CP legend Teddy Alperton. Teddy's been playing Onback been playing lock for Onback, but his entire history beforehand is actually at fly half, believe it or not.
Love those transitions. The hooker to fly half, I've seen that one. That's a pretty unique one, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we approach the end of the half here, last 4 minutes or 3 minutes roughly we've got left here. Can somebody make a statement just before and get some momentum going into half? I think both sides, both coaches are going to have a lot of chat, but I think it'll all be about how they can finish these last couple minutes. Another short line out from Onback. Make some purchase.
Belmont looking for the poach there. High tackle. Unfortunately, Marquise does not give them the poach off of the high tackle.
Curious if they go for this. This looks well within his range. Will he go for the points or no, going for the corner?
I think this wind is such a presence that Onback keeps going for that cheeky little front throw. Scared they're going to get the non-straight call.
Seems to be okay with it right now. See if Belmont can react and put somebody in that channel.
Not many changes in the lineup so far. Pretty much anything is just unfortunately been injury-based.
Yeah, just unfortunately.
Overthrow by Onback.
Petercio Jr. to himself, finds it. Can he break? He loves the space.
Nick Poirier with the chase down.
Mason.
Nick Poirier, CP legend, getting the poach after the chase down by an objectively incredible play by Belmont. That was Belmont's 9 looking to make a play out of something.
Petercio Jr. doing special things.
Certain plays like that, even as an Onback man, I don't love to see that, but that was a very impressive play from that individual.
Yeah, Petercio Jr., incredible legacy. His uncle Petercio, obviously a USA Eagle himself in the Sevens World Cup. He was also the coach of the Cal State Long Beach men's program. Just a deep connection, and the coach of the Belmont Sevens program. Huge, deep history with this club. Played youth all the way till now. Onback looks like they're going to run it out the half and just take this 1-point deficit to the sheds, as that's the halftime for us. Belmont leads 7-6.
It is anybody's game. Any form of scoring changes the lead here.
Yeah, don't have to remind you that the last 2 tilts between Onback and Belmont have come down to 1 point. So that's That's one tie and then a 1-point win here last go around as Belmont, Onback go have some chat with their coaches. Yeah, we are definitely in for a special second half here on Robb Field. Wanted to shout out also just a couple of the other results from today. I saw the along with Belmont winning the D2 SoCal Championships, Santa Monica defeated the San Diego Surfers. A massive, massive result for them. I think
Huge
it's been
game.
Quite a few years since Santa Monica has been to the regionals, so shout out to them for making it. That was a D1 women's final, so the Santa Monica will be the D1 representative from SoCal in Las Vegas. So that's an incredible result to them. Congratulations, ladies. Really, really loved that game. Great to see the fight from both sides. But Surfers had an incredible season. I'm not sure if they'll also be joining them in Vegas, but definitely showed out and showed what a strong program they are. But yeah, what an incredible day of rugby, and this being the last, kind of get the tail end of the weather here, but it's absolutely beautiful night here in San Diego and Robb Field.
Wonder if Ron Burgundy will be making a show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the D1 Men's SoCal Final. Onback versus Belmont. Belmont has 7 points, Onback has 6 points. It is the definition of anybody's game this evening. Big thing to be looking out for in this second half, as discussed throughout this broadcast. That wind is a huge presence in every aspect of the game, especially the kicks. With that switch up, I know Onback has been looking for that extra 10 to maybe 20 meters even on those kicks, getting a little bit more distance. I know that back three there is looking for those huge exits. We'll see how it's going to be going when they're kicking against the wind, and if Belmont will try to bring that a little bit into their presence.
Yeah, just a quick glance at my weather app. Looks like it has increased a little bit to 12 miles per hour right here on the beach, so even a little bit more benefit going this way for Belmont this half. But yeah, it's going to be an absolute barn burner. 40 minutes for the SoCal Finals. And here we go, Robert Figley to kick us off, trying to put Onback on the defensive. Goes for a closer one, a contestable. See if Callum can make.
Come on, Marquise, what the fuck?
Belmont finds.
Take him out like that.
Sorry for the colorful language on the stream.
Guys, that's so obvious. It's so obvious, and you've got ARs.
The passion from Alex Corbacero.
Absolutely, that man is nothing if not passionate.
Absolutely belting my guy off the ball.
Michael McPherson trying to make up for that unfortunate botch with a big tackle.
Ben Weishettle with another dent. See if Belmont can sort out. Goes for a little snipe there, Peter Sio. Handled by Onback.
Get out of the breakdown.
See if Robert Figley can run the offense here. Finds Jay Finau, pulls it off his shoelaces. Nice clean out. Oh, Marquise says no. A little too slow there from the Belmont clean team. Onback will get some space with this exit. Got a couple other scores here to pass along from the rest of the day here at Robb Field. Want to congratulate the LA Soul, who won the D3 Men's Championship, beating Fullerton 15-7. We also had, as I mentioned before, the Belmont Shores defeating LARFC 58-25. And lastly, the one we didn't shout out was the D2 Women's, when the LA won 54-17 over Pasadena. Congratulations to all the champions and all the runners-up on an incredible season.
Big rugby day here at Robb Field. Joe O'Brien there while we were discussing those previous wins with a steal for Belmont against Onback. Unfortunate knock-on by Belmont.
Nice dent there by Mason, but yeah, fortunate knock-on by Rob Figley.
And here we go back into this scrum, war of attrition here. We will see how this prop room is going to be going. I'm sure these boys' legs are going to be feeling great tonight.
Oh yeah, a lot of sore bodies tonight in the car back up to LA. I'm sure here. A lot of big recovery day tomorrow. Throw on the Masters, jump in the hot tub or the pool or the ocean, whatever you can manage, and put your feet up after a big day at the rugby.
Absolutely. Aiden Conja from SDSU, just coming off a sign with San Diego Legion with the put-in. Ramos to Conja.
Looks like it's popped out. Ryan Curtis creates a little space for himself. See if Belmont can sort ourselves out. Find Robert Figley and get him off the pitch.
Great chase there by Teddy Alberton, looking for block the kick. Oren Cargo with the finesse, looking to grab the ball, gets it.
Gets a boot out there, gets the hang of it.
Oh, looking for the chip and chase.
And a little offsides. Marquise Goodwin aware to it. Got to retreat now in the new law. I think 2 years ago is passed. No longer can you just stand still and kind of shadow around where you think the ball will land. You must actively retreat. Onback players caught out there by Marquise Goodwin with the eagle eye.
Well-versed sir out there on the field today. Belmont looking for touch.
Let's work, Joe. Boys, how many mistakes? How many mistakes?
Belmont will be having a line out about 35 to 40 meters out.
Line out for Belmont. So they're going to go for a 5-man.
Crisp line out by Belmont.
Ethan Moxley finds it under the post, and he scores! Belmont Shore! Try time. What a play there. Beautiful, beautiful pop by Ben Weishettle, the Belmont captain. Puts away his 13, Ethan Moxley. The Strava King, we call him. This man just runs half marathons on Sunday mornings after a full Belmont match. And it makes his big, big statement on this field. Just like I said at the beginning, the 12-13 combo is massive for Belmont. And Ethan Moxley put his stamp on the game.
This is the caliber of rugby we are playing today, folks. If one tackle is missed, if one check is not made, that's points on the board for the other team.
Moxley, a 4-year career at Cal State Long Beach, made a huge impact to that program. It's funneled in through the Belmont, the Peter Seo pipeline, and Ryan Curtis puts over another kick. That'll be 14-6 to Belmont. Stretches it out.
CP legend Quentin Tendell looking unfazed, running out.
Hey, Mike, empty the tank, back. Let's go, boys. Let's go, Beach. Hey, Mike, empty the tank. You got come. You got sub coming.
Subs coming for Mike, I guess. Joe O'Brien takes the line out. Belmont looks to exit. Oh, more play. Jay Fee now with a nice dent. Now they're over their 22, so they can't put it out. How are they going to sort this one? With a Joe O'Brien carry, that is.
Belmont looking for exit.
Ryan Curtis will have to find some grass. This looks like he see what decision the referee makes.
That ball, from our perspective, that ball landed right on the line.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough call from the AR. Looks like the AR is going to say it landed in, so that'll be on-back ball, just around their 10-meter on their half of the midfield.
Both teams with fantastic lineouts here, but that wind, as has been said this entire time, is definitely a presence. Onback has been going for that quick throw to loose head Quentin Tendell.
Yeah,
Go up to Teddy Alberton. Big run by Joe Karate.
Onback shaping to exit here. Can they find some space?
Physical run by Michael Ramos, trying to make it out of 2 defenders. Unfortunately, does not make it.
Shaping for the box.
Quentin Dell giving Aiden Conja space here.
Let's see if Mason Carter can get some pressure. Straight up, right in front of the commentator's booth. Jeremiah Munoz with the take. Lifted up, smartly puts it down.
Very physical ruck here on the sideline in front of the broadcast booth.
Jay Fee now with another big dent.
Get up! Get up!
And we've got a call here, not quite sure. Obstruction?
I cannot see the signal that Marquise is giving. Oh, big sub here. We have Lole Viamu coming on for Braden Pinto. Both veteran hooks here. Pinto coming off right now, as said, had minutes at the U18 USA side. Coming on, Lole is coming off of a signed career with San Diego Legion. Is one of the more veteran players for Onback and is without question emotionally invested in this game today.
Yeah, we're just on the cusp of those forward or those subs coming in. I know some Belmont boys like the Korean Hercules Eugene Lee, getting those shoulders ready. Onback, Mark Kearney with a nice offload, gets it wide for Onback. And it's a nice steal. Can't tell who that was. Maybe Joe O'Brien. Ben Weishettle gets over it. That'll be Belmont ball. They found some momentum here early in the second half. We're about 8 minutes in, so 48 minutes on the clock. Belmont is up 14-6. That's one try from Ethan Moxley right under the posts, and another one from Tyler Sicily at the 27th minute. Alfonso drop goal on around the 2nd minute, and followed up by the 30th minute penalty are the difference here.
We do not have an update on the injury status of Alfonso Cornu. We hope he's doing okay, but it does look like it was confirmed that it was a dislocated shoulder.
That's really unfortunate. Hoping for the best. Hopefully we can see him in Vegas.
Big run by inside center Joe. Unfortunate, uncommon drop by Josh Butler there.
Belmont with the advantage. See what they can do with this knock-on advantage. Can they play? Always looking to play from the Belmont boys. Peter Seo Jr. finds a middle. Robert for some grass, gets a little touch on it.
Mark Kearney looking to possibly exit here.
Hoya's handling the business. Back to Curtis, a little kick tennis. What does he decide? Robert will get it again. Another space bomb.
Big ball going to Ari Flink.
Goes straight out on the full, so that'll come all the way back. Marcus taking a check with his AR.
Big momentum-making decision here by Sir Marquise.
I hope he arrived at the right one there. That clearly went out.
Now, I'll tell you right now, you ask one of us which is the right decision. I'm sure we'll give you two different answers here.
We all want to clean. We want to the close ones we can forgive, but that's obviously going to be straight out.
Absolutely. Marquise decides to give it to Onback straight out. Huge momentum change here. Lineup being stopped by Marquise. He sees something.
Belmont. Looks like it was knocked by Belmont.
Lole going for the quick tap. Marquise does not give it to him. He didn't see it.
It was a short arm. Looks like it was offsides by Belmont. Short arm, so they can't put it to touch. They'll have to tap and go.
Big run by Big Q here. Aiden Conjure looking for the speed. Big run by sub Lole coming off the bench.
Lole making the impact right away. See if Onback.
Lole Penter, or Levi Penter coming in.
Oh,
unfortunate drop by Shane Dempsey.
James finds it. Can they get it wide? Derek Adams with some space. Gets through his first man, gets the second one, wraps him up. See if Belmont can play here. Mason Kreider makes the break. Can he find some support?
Taken down by Levi Penter.
Belmont finds it and cleans. Ethan Moxley loses his footing slightly, but finds Ben Weichettel. Gets carried into touch. The ball finds the touch, and it'll be Onback ball. Some frenetic pace there by Belmont.
Onback doing a good job of stopping himself from losing that opportunity.
Got some substitutes here for Belmont. We got Pierce Kelly. We got Shingy coming on. I think
not too many changes on the Onback side. The only non-injury change here has been Lole coming in for hook.
And we got Maze Masoy coming on in the front row. Derek Adams making way for Shingy, and Tyler Sicily, another amazing effort. Jay Finau also comes off the field in the front row. So 2 front row swaps for Belmont. Ray Egan rather.
Lole with an emotional run that refuses to be tackled today. On Cargo looking to give the pass
Great
to
hands.
Ari Flink.
And they call it forward pass. Ari's going to want that one back. It's unfortunate. Onback trying to build some momentum here. Can't seem to find it.
Big physical runner coming into sub, Elon Izakov. CP Legend coming on for CP Legend.
As we approach the 15th minute here of the second half. Subs first scrum. See how the replacements have an impact on the advantage here.
Looks like Elon going in the engine room should be a big change for this scrum here, having fresh legs, looking for that big push.
Look for Mace Massoy on the Belmont side to make a strong impact. Good, clean platform. Robert Fingerly finds Ethan Moxley with the pull. Jelly out the back. Shingy for some space. Breaks the first tackle. Gets wrapped up in the second. Can offload. Goes down.
Looks like we got a crucial player down on the field. Oren Cargill, Onback captain and fly half. Looks like he's holding his lower back. Can't quite tell what's going on there, but we got our stud athletic trainer out there, John, looking to take care of him.
Yeah, Belmont looking for some space there on the edge. Looks like just got a little bit playing a little too fast there. But looking good in terms of building possession, building some pressure on the Onback staff.
Oren Cargill trying to get up on his feet. We'll see kind of what the status that he's at now. He's known as someone to push through an injury, especially in a championship game.
Yeah, for everyone's sake, I hope Owen can continue. It's been a really big impact on this game.
Respect to Oren trying to shove it off right now, get back in the game. He knows how big this is for the culture of Onback and Belmont, both individually.
Yeah, it looks like this man's going to have to be dragged off the field. He's staying in there. It's going to be a Onback scrum here on their own end.
Looks like Alex Corbacero is going to be trying to make some subs, seeing that Belmont has been throwing on some fresh legs and it's been working well for them.
Yeah, Ray Egan deciding to get some subs in. Alex, choosing now to make his changes. Just choosing the roster, choosing the 23 is a difficult thing for the Belmont coaches. I know the Onback must be the same, highly competitive, even just to make the 23.
Absolutely. Oren Cargill making a precision pass coming off of the possible injury. Mark Kearney looking.
Ryan Curtis cleans up the mess, finds Shinguya.
Beautiful three-person chase line, creating the pressure, forcing the knock-on there. That is the intangibles of creating that pressure that every youth rugby coach ever talks about. You see a kick, you're in that back line, you better be chasing it, and that is exactly why.
Yeah, you can make they always say you can make a bad kick, a really good kick with a great chase, and an amazing kick, a terrible kick without a good chase. So
absolutely.
That was a kind of combo of the both. Mark with a good decision there to take the space, and great chase by Onback forces a mistake.
Big change at 9 for Onback today. We have Sebastian Chilcott coming on, also known as Tom Holland. He does look like Tom Holland.
Does kind of like Tom Holland. I'll give you that. Not really, but.
He's coming off for Aiden Kanja. He's been having a great presence today, keeping that pace high. Hopefully Sebastian can do the same.
Sebastian's first scrum. Marquise is going to ask for a reset here.
A lot of the Onback boys staying focused, looking straight ahead, waiting to go back.
Alex.
Once again, another scrum going in here. It's going to be Onback scrum. Looks like it is 20, 30 meters out from a chance to score. Sebastian Chilcott coming in with the put-in. I'm looking to see individually a big run here from Michael Ramos if he's not giving it to Sebastian. Oh, he does, giving it weak side. Big run by Joe, looking for the offload, doesn't give it. Run by Josh Butler, not getting too much support, unfortunately. Sebastian looking for the huge run line down by Lole, picked up by Levi Penter. And Levi Penter scores, bringing Onback even closer to coming back for this win. For about 23 minutes left in the game.
Onback over the try line for the first time this game. It's taken 57 minutes here, but it doesn't make it any less sweet.
Should be an easy conversion here for Oren Cargill, but as a professional, keeping that level of seriousness, not taking any kick for granted. Making sure he goes through his checklist here, gets this kick done. And it's through with ease.
And that'll be a 1-point game. It's Belmont 14, Onback 13. Another tight one we got.
Story of this game is 1 point.
Another barn burner we have on our hands here. It's going to come down to it. Which team can handle the pressure of the big game? This could be, a foreshadowing to maybe a meeting again in Vegas, but every moment, every little impact is going to have it outstated in this last 20 minutes.
Yeah, folks, that is something that maybe not every viewer may know. As big as this game is for the SoCal Championship, both are high caliber teams across the U.S., so this will not be their last time seeing each other this season.
Robert Figley puts it deep. Mark Kearney under it. Can't handle it. So it'll be a knock on. Belmont ball just outside, or right on the Onback 22. Belmont choosing to go deep, putting Onback under a little pressure in their own half, and it works out. We've got about 20 minutes left in this game.
It looks like we actually, in all the chaos, had another sub at Onback hooker. We had Lole Vimu coming out, and then Edlin Hernandez going back in. Edlin has actually been playing rugby since 2016, and he capped for the Philippine national team.
Wow. Okay, let's go.
Another fun fact, he is actually in a video game.
Which video game?
It is the Rugby 25, since he's an international player.
Belmont barely gets it out. And then Onback with the steal. Ari Flink looks like he's got his hands on it.
No one home! No one home!
Quinton Dell looking cheeky out there. Big runner, still looking to possibly give the dummy.
Adam Sanchez grinding as he does.
Philippine run there by Edlin Hernandez. Oren Cargill looking to kick. Cross kick. Who's he looking for out there? Nick Poirier was.
Nick Poirier.
Incredible capitalization here. Is he able to
come around the corner? He can.
Yes, he can. Incredible change of opportunity there. That is again why you chase the kick.
100%.
Hey, coach.
Great exit there. Contestable, just bounces right into the hands of the Onback winger. Finishes.
For the first time since, 20 minutes into this game, Onback is back in the lead.
19-14. See if they can make this conversion and push it past a one-score game here.
Outside center Shane Dempsey maybe coming off the field here.
Apologies, it's 20-14.
20-14 on our clock. We have 19 minutes left in this game. A lot of time left for either team to capitalize on the win here and get that trophy home.
Lots of time. As we know, the last one came down to the last kick conversion from the corner. Will we have something similar right now? Belmont, how will they bounce back from this? Send one up maybe to the Pierce Kelly. Bounces off Levi's chest.
Still gotten by Josh Butler. Working on that tip drill in his football history.
Onback looking to play a little bit more than usual out of their own half.
Oren Cargill looking for the cross kick again.
Very similar situation. See if Belmont can handle.
Nick Poirier again with the catch. Sebastian looking to push that speed.
Things get a little rushed by Onback. Looks like they're going to call a knock on Marquise.
I think that was a great call by Marquise, even though unfortunately that was against Onback. I think that was a veteran move, looking through all the chaos and seeing that there.
Belmont still has some subs to use. The Eugene Lee, the Korean Hercules, fellow USC graduate. We've got Kalani on the bench, as well as Farid Samono, the Mexico Sevens capped international, as well as Atticus Michaels, 2025 D1 champion, and also Cal State Long Beach alumni, ready to make his mark as soon as Ray Egan gives him the green light. Big scrum here for Belmont. See if they can make another.
Referencing back to that outside center substitution for Shane Dempsey, it is Dante Brown that came on. Unfortunate play there by Belmont. Joe O'Brien not looking happy, looking at the sir.
Just a little bit too far in front of James there from Peter. Belmont reset and look for another opportunity.
Both packs on both teams here doing a great job of trying to stay unfazed no matter the call either way. And just doing their job of what feels like the 100th scrub of this game.
There have been quite a few.
Sebastian Chillot with the put in, and once again, looks like they'll be going to the right off to Oren Cargill.
Oren's looking into that space.
Little cheeky coming out. Belmont with the pressure.
Marcus Knight.
Looks like Belmont scrum half going a little too far. It is a new rule that until the ball is officially out, you can no longer go all the way back to where that 8-man is.
Line out we'll have it right in front of us here.
Great
Belmont
kick for touch by Oren Cargill.
See if Belmont can disrupt this line out here. We have about 15 minutes left in the D1 men's SoCal final.
What a final it is.
Got a
great toss by Edlin to Teddy Alberton. Looks like a high tackle there by Belmont on Sebastian. Levi Penter looking for the quick tap.
High tackle called. Onback will get even more space here. Try to add to their lead.
Oren Cargill doing a good job of slowing his team down. They have the lead. There is no reason to push and make them more vulnerable.
Great kick. It's going to put them pretty deep. Be close to the 5-meter line for Onback. See if Belmont can get Pierce up there, disrupt them. Plenty of time. This next score will be pivotal, and if it's a chase back or if it's a last second. Oh, Maul started, but it seems to be hung up. Belmont has some hands on the ball. Can they get the Maul down? Can Onback get the ball out is the real question, because it'll be Belmont ball, and it is Belmont ball.
Unfortunately, they cannot get it out. Wow, what a defensive play by Belmont
Looks like Callum Bartlett got in there. The line-out maestro himself got his hands on the ball and did not let go. Onback fails to get the ball out of their own maul, so it'll be Belmont underneath the shadow of their own sticks, but with a chance to get out of jail free and possibly get into the Onback half and get this game all tied up. Down by 6, a converted try would get them the lead.
Now our what feels like 200th scrum of the game. We're looking from a strong engage in both team here. This is where the gentlemen are getting fatigued. Great engage by Belmont there.
Belmont running out of their own half.
Onback looking for the poach. Oh, does not get it.
Here's Kelly with the carry. Peter Seo finds Rob Figley with the exit, and they get out.
Belmont does a great job of getting the ball out of there when they're under pressure.
Find the 22-meter line, so they get a little bit more space.
Big man Quentin Tyndall once again running straight to where he needs to be, trying to keep his team ready to go. You know that man is gassed from the amount of scrums and lineouts that are going today. Edlin Hernandez to throw.
Pierce Kelly tries to get a hand in, and it's going to be a not straight. Great pressure from the Belmont line-out crew. Forces an errant throw from the Onback scrum or the Onback hooker.
Once again, we go to a scrum. In these moments is where your coaching comes in. This is where the boys are fatigued. You need to go through your mental checklist, looking over the sunglasses for the props, making sure that you got that tight engage in your back, keeping those tight binds. A slip up here, not having 1 foot in the ground, making it 16 feet against 15 feet is a difference at this time.
You know way more about the dark arts of the scrum.
That is one of my favorite things about the game. Onback looking for a big push. Belmont able to get a great strike and get it out there in time.
Ethan Moxley finds Shingy. Shingy can't find an offload, but he's able to continue without being held.
Another giant slayer tackle there by, instead of Oren Cargill, this time it is Sebastian Chillot.
Ryan Curtis makes some gain line. See if Belmont can set up either for some space or to get it wide. See what Rob Figley decides here. Onback came through the ruck but knocked it on. Be another scrum for Belmont, and we've got our final, a couple more Belmont substitutions. We've got Farid and Kalani coming on, 2 forwards to bolster the pack. And off comes Mason Kreider and Joe O'Brien. Great impacts by those two.
Joe O'Brien doing a great job of keeping defensive pressure on those defensive lineouts. Another scrum here. I believe it is a Belmont scrum. Belmont's put in. Huge engage from both teams here.
I can say we love the space and the time that a scrum gives you. See if Belmont can capitalize here. They did it once before. See if they can run a set play to perfection. Robert Figley with a big bosh.
Belmont giving Onback a little bit of time to set their defense here. Onback looking to fight the ruck there. Onback or Belmont for the exit.
Can you bounce it over? Mark, it stays in play.
Oh, unfortunate for Mark Kearney, but he has a little bit of time. Tries to give it to Ari Flink. Ari Flink has space. This is what he's known for, is making an individual athletic play. Goes to the off-road of Mark Kearney. Mark Kearney keeps the ball in play. It was, folks, that was right in front of us. I was looking directly at it. That could be any call by Marcus here. I saw four hands.
We saw everything, and I'm not quite sure myself what just happened. I saw Mark Kearney try to offload. I believe it hit a Belmont hand, but it went backwards and went out of bounds. So there's no knock-on call, just an out-of-bounds for Onback.
Looks like Marquise is keeping it as Onback's ball.
Yeah, I think I saw Mark Kearney offload, just got knocked backwards by Belmont into touch, so that'll be just an Onback ball.
And then Hernandez talking to his loose head here. 4-man line out to Teddy Alberton. The lift comes down a little too early, unfortunately. Throw would have been great.
Belmont able to win another line out.
Gentlemen, we were talking about earlier in this game, Quan Nguyen coming in at tight head.
We're approaching the last 8 minutes. Sorry, Maximus. We're approaching the last 8 minutes of the game. So this scrum is going to be pretty critical. We've got some tired bodies out there.
We will see what those fresh legs in the tight head position does. Obviously, the put-in is coming in on the tight head side, so if that tight head is able to push a little bit harder, it makes the strike for the hook, defensive strike for the hook, that much easier. We'll see if he's able to create that presence. Especially with, in comparison to the other lock, fresh legs Elon coming in. Big push by both, neither team allowing, oh, unfortunate knock-on by Belmont.
It's a bit of a low ball.
Definitely.
Robert and Peter probably both want that one back, but still lots of time left for Belmont to make a stamp on this game.
This is where it's all mental. Everybody out there is fatigued. Everybody out there has been pushing their heart out. Emotions are high. Mental notes have been made, but this is where you have to keep doing your fundamentals.
Ray Egan makes his final change as Adam Sanchez comes off after an amazing shift. Robert Figley comes off after an amazing shift as well. It'll move to Ryan Curtis at 10, Peter Seo Jr. at full half. We have Eugene Lee moving into the front row for Belmont Shore, making his D1 debut in the playoffs.
Sebastian Chalot with the put-in. Gets a little caught up in the legs, able to get out cleanly though. Big inside center Joe with a physical carry once again. Big run by Michael Ramos there. Ball gets stolen, unfortunately gives it a little too early. Pushes that placement outside of the ruck and allows the defender to grab it. Tebby Alberton trying to capitalize though and keep a defensive pressure.
New 9 for Belmont. Atticus Michaels trying to defuse this bomb that he's just been given.
Onback swarming over Belmont right in front of their posts, trying to make something out of nothing.
Can't tell who Onback looks to have it.
Big U20 out of the U20 camp, Quan with a big run. Big Joe coming.
Chance to go up 2 scores Onback here if they can get across the try line. Belmont can hold them here. It would be massive, and they do. They win a turnover. Belmont Shore with the chance still to win it.
Unfortunate penalty there for Onback. They had a good chance. Great defensive presence by Belmont.
6 minutes left for Belmont, down by 6 points.
Can't directly see what the call was. I believe it was either a poach by Belmont or it would have been not on your feet by Onback. Either way, unfortunate play by Onback.
And Ryan Curtis clears, gives Belmont some space and the ball with a chance to take the lead with a converted try. Oh, the deja vu. We were in a very similar situation about a month ago. Belmont Shore coming back, scoring a converted try in the dying minutes to win the game. Here we are again at Robb Field. Where would you rather be, Maximus?
I can't name a single place in the world.
Belmont seems to have a misaligned throw, but seems to have retained it somehow.
Teddy Alberton, knowing that if you are on the offensive in a line-out, you can only jump once. Doing a great job of having that high IQ and not jumping when you're defensive. U20, coming out of the U20 camp, Quan with the poach. Absolutely incredible momentum shifting. Looks like it might be the last sub of the day by Dan Kay coming on.
And Onback with a chance to make it a 2-score game with this kick. This would be massive, massive, putting it 2 scores away, meaning a converted try wouldn't be enough.
We've been seeing this the entire game. Oren Cargill, the captain of this team, the general on the field at fly half, doing a great job of when emotions are high and opportunity is high, slowing the team down, going for the educated goal, going for points here. Veteran decision.
Wind seems to have died down a little bit. He slotted some from this area before.
And the kick is off.
And it's good.
And it is good. Beautiful kick by Oren Cargill.
Onback leads 23-14. So it'll be 2 scores Belmont needs, a try and then maybe another quick one.
Off of our time, we are less than 5 minutes left in the game.
Belmont will have to hang this kick up in a contestable area. Ryan Curtis, give his boys a chance. Let's put it a little deep.
Ball going to tight head Quan. Does a great job of keeping it. Mark Kearney with the kick. Oh, Edlin Hernandez trying to get a little cheeky there. Gives Belmont the advantage.
Belmont needs to score quickly here. Can they find the edge?
Belmont gets something that they need here, which is the ability to get a little cheeky with the play. They have the advantage. For those that are new to rugby, that means that you can play adventurously, but if it does not work out in your favor, you go back to the original penalty that was made.
Belmont,
which is what happens here.
Belmont draws the penalty. They'll take the points to cut it.
Belmont, I think, also making a great decision here as far as going for points.
Down by 9. So, yeah, if they get a converted try, they would win. So, yeah, taking this into a one-score game if they can make this here. Ryan Curtis with another chance.
Another great decision on the other team here, looking for what has been on this game, Oren Cargill, but we have it on the Belmont side, doing a great job of keeping emotions checked and doing what is the best play for your team.
23-14. Ryan Curtis lines it up.
Here's the kick.
And he slots it.
It is good. It is a one-score game, not a one-point game. It is a one-score game now. If Belmont is able to get a converted try.
So it is 17, Belmont 17, Onback 23. Another 6-point game. So converted try as Belmont will give Belmont a 1-point victory. Onback has 3 minutes, or roughly 2 or 3 minutes left to hold out this game. And they see what they can do here. They go deep to Ben Weishettle, takes the carry. In rugby, if the ball stays in, we can go over the time. So all Belmont needs is possession here. No need to force anything.
Each ball carrier getting swarmed by Onback players. Onback doing a great job, though, afterwards spreading out.
Ben Weishettle with the carry, breaks the line. Will he offload? No, he goes down smartly. Atticus Michaels pulls out to Mace Massoy, who dodges a high tackle.
Quentin Tyndall going for the legs in an incredible chop for a giant ball carrier.
Oh, it's a turnover.
Teddy Alberton catching.
Could that be it?
Catching a moment. What Onback needs to do here is to not go crazy. They need to keep possession. They have the lead. Now, you don't want to do too much to where you're able to get caught up and get a maul, because if you're not able to get rid of the ball, it is a turnover.
Belmont needs to turn it over here. They need to find a way to chop and poach. Decent one there, but Onback not giving him a sniff.
Wow, all this is going. Oh, it looks like time might be out. Oren Cargill trying to waste time, trying to make sure that time runs out while they are up.
That might be it. Owen Cargill has the time from the referee.
Then that is final. Micah, it has been an incredible time commentating with you.
What an honor, Maximus. Congratulations to Onback, SoCal D1 champions. The final score here at Robb Field, 23-17 Onback.
Folks, I hope you've enjoyed this game as much as we have. Good night, everybody.